Listen, you guys are going to genuinely enjoy this conversation here today. It'll be a blast from the past, but a necessary blast from the past and a case study. Before we get started, RIP to the GOAT, Kevin Samuels. Back in about 2021, Kevin was changing up the content on his channel, at least a little bit, right? So he would normally do live stream conversations and he wanted to bring it into the real world. So what did he do? He invited lovely young women to join him for in-person conversations that he would record and then upload to his channel. Well, one of those young ladies, 2 years after this original piece of content, so 2 years after Kevin Samuels passed away, she uploaded an update speaking about Kevin. Let's watch.
I was once told that women lose their value after 30. It literally drops in half. I was 29 and I had 6 months before I turned 30. It was during a podcast with the late Kevin Samuels, and I argued with him. I got pissed off with him. I couldn't help but think about what my boyfriend at the time was thinking because he was a huge Kevin Samuels fan. Anyway, today happens to be my 31st.
What happened with that relationship?
That boyfriend and I broke up. I got over a year of therapy, started doing music, started doing my own nails, taught myself how to sew so I can better my swimsuit company, started my passion projects of giving back. Honestly, I don't know what value he was referring to. I'm pretty sure it was something about being in the dating marketplace or some bullshit. Let me tell y'all something. I don't give a what y'all think about my value, because I place value on myself. And for my fellow women out there who are younger than 30, older than 30, or being told that we exist solely to reproduce, your value is what you make it. I don't care how old I am. I care about how old I feel, how old I look, and how wise I'm becoming. Because, baby, with age, I don't hesitate to set boundaries. I know my worth. The enemy wants you to think otherwise so you can rush into situations that are not for you.
Now, this young lady is a business owner, and I don't know if she hit up Kevin or Kevin hit up her, but you got to think like a component of the reason why she did the conversation. Probably 2 reasons, one of which to promote her business, because they talk about her business within their conversation. By the way, we're going to go over the conversation in a minute, but then also she was probably genuinely curious. Who is this Kevin Samuels guy? What does he talk about? And why does my boyfriend like the things that he says so much? What we also find out is that after this contentious conversation with Kevin, the relationship ended. And this conversation was recorded. Let me bring the date over to you real quick. Back in November 30th of 2023. So with that being said, it's been about a year and change. And if you look down into her profile and see the way that she demonstrates herself, hold on, let me push this over here so you can see what's happening and see the way that she demonstrates herself on her profile. Matter of fact, let me get this one out the way so you can see that one real quick. Hello. Which made me think that, you know, at the point of recording that, she was 31. So now she's probably 33 plus. What can happen is that as men listen to content creators like myself and or Kevin, and they begin to come to an understanding of the way that a masculine man should have his young lady represent him in public, usually they come up to an odds with that. And also, if you listen to the way that she's estimating the things that Kevin told her, there seems to be this bucking up of not only male authority, but then the role of position of men within society. And those ideas are trickling down into a component of why she's currently not married, even though she wants to be. Now, with all this being said, I wanted to go back in time and look at the original content to see what exactly was Kevin saying, to see why she has chosen not to absorb any of it. Let's go. By the way, I'm gonna leave a link to this video down in the description box down below. It was actually a 4-part series, so make sure you check it out. Let's go.
Our swimsuits look good on everybody, okay? Check us out.
Hey. Hey.
Hello, audience. My name is Jessica Wong. I reside in Miami, Florida. I'm of Jamaican descent. I'm very happy to be here today.
You're how old again?
I'm 29.
29. And what brought you to Miami?
I have been here since I was 4 years old.
Okay.
So I grew up in this crazy city.
She's tall, man. I'm gonna lean it back.
I'm 5'9". People don't think I'm tall when they see me in pictures, but I'm tall.
Guys, sorry, if you're under 6 feet, it's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Hey, so you grew up here? Okay.
Yes.
Did you go to college?
Yes, I went to FSU, go Knowles. I got my degree in English, so I like to write.
You own your own business?
Correct. I own Exhale Swim. We are a swim line based in Miami, Florida. All of the pieces are reversible. They're handmade here in Miami as well by experienced seamstresses. So that's my bread and butter besides modeling.
How long have you owned your business?
Since 2017.
Okay.
So 5 years.
And do you do all the modeling, or do you have other people model?
I model from time to time, but I do use other girls as well. I like diversity in body types, everything you can imagine. So
I also find it fascinating when women are choosing their careers over their goal of being married, specifically when the career is in direct contradiction of what generally high-value men are looking for. Let's go.
Swimsuits look good on everybody, okay? Check us out.
I'm gonna leave that one alone because I know my audience is gonna be like, everybody.
Oh, let's not go there.
Hey, I'm not gonna
body positive.
I'm not gonna mess with that one.
Very body positive.
Hey, if you like it, I love it.
I do. They love it too.
There you go. So, beauty, business, brains. Let's get to the bonds. Why aren't you married?
Why am I not married? I am not married.
Hold on, shall I put the danger zone sound in there right quick?
Danger zone! Danger zone! That's not necessary. They're gonna think I'm crazy. Honestly, I have never prioritized marriage in my mind. I grew up as an only child to a single mother. And, you know, we were middle class.
I make that face because I grew up as an only child.
Oh, okay.
And my best friend. So, have you studied only child syndrome?
I have. We're like, what is it? The oldest on steroids.
Yeah.
We're very mature.
Yep.
I grew up around my mother's friends. So I was always like a little adult.
Yeah.
Growing up.
So you never prioritize marriage. Do you ever want to get married?
If it's in the cards, sure.
Now, I gotta be honest. This is where the conversation just starts. What do you mean if it's in the cards? Do you want kids?
I feel the same way about it. I think having children is a huge responsibility. I don't take it lightly, especially with the mother I had. She's absolutely amazing. So I feel like if I'm not ready for that mentally, spiritually, emotionally, every I'm not gonna go there.
So
especially children. To me, that's even the bigger deal. You can't get out of that.
Just shout out real quick to the Socratic method. Kevin would utilize this method of question asking perfectly. He already has like 15 talking points just based off of the things that she's saying. I'll let him cook.
Yeah, so let's say your business becomes the mega success you've always dreamed it would be. Your financial needs are met. There's no way you can mess up the money. Then what does life look like?
Oh, traveling, speaking. I would love to speak to young people, help young girls, philanthropy. And yeah, honestly, I've always just felt like Mr. Right and I will meet some way. It's never been something that I'm constantly thinking about. And my family, at least my mother's side of the family, they don't pressure me to do that either. My father's side.
I got so much to say, but I'm gonna let him cook.
Well, I don't think there is a Mr. Right. There's not.
Put danger zone, because that's not good.
Well, Mr. Right. Where'd that concept come from?
Probably the media and TV and movies. But
No, the greeting card industry and things like that. This engagement. Mr. Right. Back 1,000 years ago, where your people are from, was it a Mr. Right? No.
Probably not.
No. See,
those were different times.
Far less
no,
access.
we're still human beings, though. You just said being a mother is a very serious thing.
Correct.
So would being married to be a very serious thing too?
I would love to be married before I have a child, for sure. It's just, I do believe it's an important thing. I do believe it's something that will happen with me eventually, but I'm not going out there seeking.
Now, what I'm asking is not necessarily always about you. I'm just thinking about your ideas on it in general too.
Okay.
See, I think you get it when you say being a mother is a very serious thing. True. But I also think being a husband is a serious thing as well. And why do I say it that way? Because just like a successful business doesn't just happen, successful relationships don't just happen.
Exactly. Yep.
But it never ceases to amaze me and other men that women who are so accomplished in the professional areas seem to be so hands-off in romance.
Talk about it.
I don't think every woman feels the way I do. But what I've read is a lot of women are not seeking relationships because men, there's not that many men that meet what they're looking for, which I know you speak about often, but not just in terms of earning, but personality, communication skills, being supportive. Those are the kind of traits I actually look for in a partner, even more than financial. Like I grew up in Miami where everyone either has money or pretends to have money or everything in between. So finances to me are not the bulk of what's gonna make me be in a relationship with someone.
Another term for Kevin Samuel's channel, like let's say if he wanted to make like another channel name, it would be the Deprogramming channel. Think about the things that she's saying. One of the things that she said is Mr. Right? This idea of soulmates, right? And Kevin's 1,000% correct, right? The creation within the greeting card industry, it's all branding. It's all marketing, right? There's been industries legitimately created off of attributing value to certain things that may have been less valuable than the price tag that they put on it. Shit, that's the entirety luxury market, right? Think about diamonds, right? They sold diamonds to people saying that they were scarce so that they can drive up the price. And now it's just driven into the culture with these high marked prices. And if you get anything else besides a diamond, if you get a moissanite, then use a cheap I'm not saying that. That's the marketing, right? That's the general sentiment. But Kevin's content, its purpose, at least when he was talking to women, was to deprogram all of the marketing, the branding, and the media that has hit their eyes, that taught them all of these things matter. I mean, just think about the amount of women today that legitimize astrological signs as a way to determine whether or not a guy is correct from them. It's absolutely insane. Guys don't do that, and for good reason. But when women do it, it's accepted. And they have not been challenged in these type of ideas until they look at content like myself or Kevin. They may not have also heard things like, while you're in an active relationship with your boyfriend, it is inappropriate to show up at another man's house alone with all of your cleavage out. These things were not presented to them, but they've normalized it, especially being in Miami. That is normalized down there. Anyway, let's keep going.
These women aren't finding. See, and growing up, I heard this so much that men aren't up to par. I mean,
the research says there's a lot of men.
Don't get into research with Kevin.
That's just where we're gonna fall off, because I grew up with this old trope, especially in the Black community. 54% of Black men today are single and childless. 61% of those Black men are in the middle class. 2.5 million Black men are in the upper class. Men are doing fine, doing better than ever. So the men are in jail and thus and so forth. The stats have overwhelmingly disproved this. But to men, it's disheartening and kind of frustrating that women still hold on to that as a reason why I can't find him because he's not there. That's what my show has proved.
Of course.
Well, my show has shown that many women say they want this high value man, and it's not just money. It's a man that's highly sought after. But the thing is, would you say that the women you're talking about, are they what they seek?
I can't speak for everyone, but personally, based off of what I've seen you state about high value men, I think I would like a mid-value man.
I'm talking about women in general, because I'm not asking you to speak for everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, because
Black women or just?
Well, we can do the stats either way, but when men hear that what men will hear is that women are doing just fine and they would get into a relationship, but they're just not able to meet men on quote unquote their level or what they seek. And what men are asking is, are you that? That's actually what made me go viral.
I saw that video.
Because what did you think about it?
Ooh. I understood what you were saying.
But?
The delivery was a little intense, which...
Did you watch the entire 23-minute video?
I did. I watched the entire thing from beginning to end.
He matched
if
energy.
I was her, after that, my feelings would have been hurt. But that's just me personally.
Well, if you remember that this woman is an avid watcher of mine. She's an accomplished business owner.
Oh yes, and
she could have easily booked her
grooming business. She had? Yeah.
She could have easily purchased her own service, individual one-on-one.
Oh right, she interrupted you.
She called in on the wrong night.
Yeah.
She on the wrong time, and I find it interesting that after 23 minutes, people focus on the last 4.
That was the very memorable 4 minutes.
No, it's what we choose to remember.
Yeah.
It was.
Was it deserved?
I can't speak on.
Yes, you can.
See, and that's what guys get frustrated with, because it's like.
Yeah.
But okay, if she feels that she deserves somebody, maybe that person's in India or Pakistan, or maybe they don't meet what you think is. Oh, what did you give her? A 6 out of 10, was it?
She gave
herself the rating. Listen, I can feel as though I deserve a $10 million home. I can feel as though I deserve that role at that Fortune whatever company. I can feel like anything that I want. But Kevin's point is many women have been taught that they can have it all and that there is no consequences for their actions. And then it's okay to just feel your way. There's been an overimportance put in modern day society today on the feelings of a situation as opposed to the truth or accuracy or rational decision making. I mean, even in her estimation of the average at best video, she said that Kevin gave her a number. Kevin never gave her a number. She called herself average.
Herself an average. She said she's a 5.
5.
But
maybe in Greece she's an 8 out of 10.
But it doesn't matter. She lives here.
Maybe.
See, one of the problems that we have in this country, men having this problem, is today women speak in probability and possibility interchangeably, and almost to where women resist being honest. This is where so many men feel like women are disingenuous.
Oh, wow.
Asking, they do, because
really?
because when I'll ask questions and they'll be like, oh, I can't speak for that. I can't speak. It's like, well, wait a minute. Well, and you said something that's really a big disconnect between men and women. Well, if she feels she deserves, you don't.
I think like society is always trying to humble women though. So if we feel good about ourselves.
Okay, but feeling, you're entitled to feel whatever, but no one deserves anything. You earn.
Man.
Do you deserve to be successful?
No.
You have to earn it.
Correct. You have to reward.
Okay, and the kind of man that she wanted, he had to become that man. And he wants something. And they typically don't want 35-year-old mothers of 13-year-olds with sketchy baby daddies.
And see, when does your discount ever happen as a man? Never, right?
But we also have a different. First, hold on, no.
You guys never.
But hold on. But I also got to pay my way everywhere I go. You, as a woman, can choose to trade on your beauty. And society pedestalizes women, and look at the suicide rates. Who's the highest of the suicide rates? The homeless in prison. You look at who's actually suffering in the world, in this country, it's men.
I think that a lot of the suicide rates with men have to do with men not expressing themselves.
Well, it doesn't matter why. Okay, but the numbers the numbers are overwhelming. That shows the men are we have toxic masculinity and misogyny, but women can practice misandry openly.
And it was fun as hell. So ladies, if y'all man cheating on y'all, beat his ass. Beat his ass.
Do you hit men?
Beat their ass.
Do they hit you back?
Never got hit back ever in life.
Wow.
You
I
got-
actually didn't know that he utilized this piece of content. So for those that don't know, this was back when we were in Vegas. I think this is 2021. And we went to Vegas. We got some content in between me, Kevin, and It's Complicated. And this piece of content right here, I came up and I just started having I should do more street interviews. But anyway, I started having a conversation with these lovely young women. And the thing is I stopped the one because I saw the red hair. And y'all know how I feel about red hair. So I'm like, this is going to be some good content, baby. And sure enough, it was fantastic content. Now, she readily admitted to hitting men and can do so with such bravado, no fear of repercussions or consequences, because that's the current culture that we live in. And if you guys noticed, the original way that they started to talk about this is that she said that she feels like women are always getting humbled. But Kevin expertly is laying down details as to the direct contrary. I find it interesting that many of these women say that they want emotionally capable men or empathetic men, and then you watch how it is that they talk about men without an understanding of men. That means that you lack empathy. And this is not all, but maybe it also has to do with her only child complex that they talked about at the beginning. Anyway, let's keep going. Hit men?
Beat their ass.
Do they hit you back?
Never got hit back ever in life.
You got women laughing when Lorena Bobbitt cut her husband's thing off. They were laughing about it on TV 2 years ago. But men are being canceled for stuff they said 15 years ago. And it's all about what? I'm of this way. If women, we're going to either be equals, which means you're free and you take the consequences, good or bad.
Same that men do.
Or there's a hierarchy. But what it seems to most men is women want
the benefits.
Want it all.
Yeah.
What?
In other words, the benefits of equal treatment or equality, accountability, sold separately.
Okay, I see what you mean where you say a lot of women want it all. You know, they can have their dreams and aim high, shoot for the stars, land on a cloud, right? That's what they say.
Most land on a rock. I mean, I don't say that. And let me say why I say that. Because when these shows are over, I do the research. I look at the papers that are written. I look at the women who, I profiled about a month and a half ago, black woman said, I went out and got my education.
I'm a PhD.
She's a PhD. I cut that out, but she lived with her mother and her aunt. And she was into studying and helping young women, such and so forth. Her mother and her aunt died, and she was almost homeless. Because here's a hardcore reality. Let's skip all the way to the end. As a single individual middle-class woman, you are not going to be able to pay for retirement to death. You will not earn enough money. You have no family, no network. Where are these women going to go? And that's what we don't talk about. We talk about the clouds and the stars, but the largest growing segment of new homeless are women and children.
You want to talk about, Kevin Nostradamus. I mean, how much content is done today that speaks about the cuts to Section 8, the cuts to EBT in food stamps, the cuts to support being supplied by the government. He was saying it here 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And it's not like this was an unknown thing at the time, but there was only certain people that were speaking about it.
In California, they're popping up all over the place in tent cities because there are no government. The homeless shelters full. Now, the funny thing is, if you look in the United States, there are over 2,000 shelters for women.
Yeah.
Like domestic violence, these kind of things. You know how many there are for men?
0? 1?
What do you guess?
100?
1.
So you're going to tell me that we're having balanced outcomes? And see, this is the reality that men know. And this may be new news to you, but most women, it doesn't even matter because it's not y'all's life. It's not y'all's world. Are we telling women to keep wishing on a star?
Maybe that makes them happy.
Wow.
Maybe, okay, the research I've seen about a lot of women
How
not
hard
being
of a
ready
head?
for relationships if they're financially okay has to do with, having infidelity that they've dealt with in the past, or maybe domestic violence.
28% of men, people in couples, people surveyed,
Equal
28% of
cheating.
men report cheating, 24% of women. The numbers are almost the same for men and women for infidelity.
So listen, let me pause the content right here. And guys, compare what it was that she said in that original IG. And then also compare how it is that she's receiving the information from Kevin, the information that should drive empathy. Okay. The number one way that I can tell if a woman is form fit within a long-term relation option set when I go out into the dating marketplace is the empathy that they have for men, the willingness to understand what is it like to be a man. I would argue that men have a better understanding of what it's like to be a woman because we are the pursuers. We have to understand, y'all. Modern men have been required to do the work. And it's difficult when you reach a marketplace of women that have been hit with all of this marketing and all of this branding that's not only anti-male, but then also teaches them that they should expect everything and not settle for anything less. I'm gonna leave links to these conversations down in the description box down below. There's a part 3 as well as a part 4. Go over there, continue to watch the content, and then come back and let me know what you think. But I know that when I'm looking at a reel speaking about Kevin, and then I cross-reference what is that reel versus what is the actual conversation that has happened, and also looking at the current digital presence, you begin to understand why they're having so much trouble. All right, guys, drop me a line down below. Let me know what you think about the content here today. And last but not least, I'll see you soon. Until next time, you two, peace.
You is ratchet as they come, rainbow weaves and batwing lashes, weighing more than a man. What time is your football practice? I bet you can hit that A gift like a mug. How you big back and said a man must buy you gifts. Where here goes a Fitbit tracker. Are you mad? Cause you got 3 kids by 4 different dads. You pick cookies, then you bash. Oh man, when you get sad.